Okay, so it's been almost 7 years since I got my very first Discover card. As a matter of fact, I have two cards right now, as you guys can see here. And the very first card that I got was in August of 2017. So I think I'm a little qualified to talk to you guys a little bit about the Discover It card, which for me initially started out as the Discover It secured card. And then I upgraded. So pretty incredible journey here. So that's what we're talking about in this video. But hey, if you're new to the channel, my name is Duane, and on this channel, duaneTV, I talk about everything you need to know about credit cards, and how to make money using credit cards. I also talk a little bit about driving Uber, and I talk a little bit and share my stock portfolio. So be sure to subscribe if any of that sounds interesting to you. Okay, so once again, got my first Discover card back in August of 2017. When I applied for the Discover It card at the time, it was a Discover It secured card. And the reason why I did that was because I just went the safe route. I was kind of rebuilding my credit at the time, and I wasn't sure if I was going to get pre-approved or if I was going to get approved in general. As a matter of fact, back in 2017, I don't even remember if there was a way to find out if you're pre-qualified for the Discover credit card. But you can do that now in 2024. You can go to the Discover website and see if you're pre-qualified. However, I want to encourage you, after you go to the website to see if you're pre-qualified for the Discover It credit card, be sure to use somebody's referral link. As a matter of fact, I'll have my referral link below in the description section. And the reason you want to do that is because right now Discover Card is offering $100 referral sign up. Not even a sign up offer, but a referral link if you use someone's referral link. So this is it right here. I'll be sure to put that on the screen so you guys can see it, because you can't see it very clearly on my phone. But it says refer a friend and get $100 statement credit. So basically what happens is, once you use my referral link, or someone else's for that matter, and you sign up for the Discover card and you're approved, the regular Discover credit card, and you're approved, after you make your first purchase, you'll get $100 statement credit. And both of us get $100. You get $100, I get $100, and everybody's a happy camper. So once again, after you go to the Discover website to see if you're pre-qualified, then feel free to use my referral link below in the description. All right. So that's the first thing you want to do if you're interested in getting your Discover card. I absolutely had an incredible experience with the Discover card, and so it's easy for me. This is currently what, April? It's about to be May, so it's basically May at the making of this video, and August will be 7 years since I got my very first Discover card, which started off as a secured credit card. Now, for me personally, if you go to the site and you're not pre-approved, then you definitely want to consider getting a secured credit card from Discover. And you don't have to do anything crazy. You can just sign up for whatever the minimum is. And I think the minimum is $200. At least it was. It might be $300, but I think it's $200 still. So that simply means that you have to give Discover card $200. They're going to hold it for you. They'll give you a secured credit card with a $200 limit. And you use the card, pay it off. Just pay it off once a week. Like if you use it weekly, just pay it off once a week. You don't need your statement credit to know that you need to pay your credit card bill. So if you get in the habit of just paying off your credit card bill every Friday or whenever, then you will be a lot more successful later on once you start to get really high credit limits. All right. So eventually they're going to promote your credit card to a regular unsecured credit card, and they will increase your credit limit. Speaking of increasing your credit limit, one of the things that I love about Discover Card is that when you request a credit limit increase with Discover Card, it is not a hard inquiry. And this is incredible. So you can request a credit limit increase and it's not going to affect your credit score in a negative way. So the first thing, once again, I talked about was using a referral link, right? The second thing I talked about was make sure you go to the website, see if you're pre-qualified, then you use the referral link. But also when you apply for a Discover card, you do not a Discover card, but when you apply for a credit limit increase, there is no hard inquiry. As a matter of fact, with the Discover card, and I made a lot of videos here on this channel about it in the past, I was able to get over $1,700 in cash back. I'll put a link to the video up here somewhere, but there are quite a bit of videos on this channel about the Discover card. All right, so the second thing you need to consider, or third thing, is going to be what your credit score is. And when I say your credit score, I'm talking specifically about your FICO credit score. There are different types of scores, but we're talking about the FICO score. A decent score to have is probably 680 minimum before applying for the regular Discover It credit card. This is the unsecured card. Okay. So that's kind of where your credit score needs to be. Another thing to consider is you should probably have 3 or less inquiries, right? If you want to be super OCD, you can contact them and ask them, hey, what credit bureau do you guys pull from, right? Because there are 3 different credit bureaus. And of course, at times, the credit bureaus will have different information about you. So different inquiries may be on Equifax versus Experian versus TransUnion. So you want to ask, hey, what credit bureau are you guys pulling from, so that you can be extra sure that you have 3 or less inquiries. Now, if you apply for a credit card with 0 inquiries, it's going to be a better experience and a higher likelihood that you'll be approved for that particular card, as well as getting a pretty favorable credit limit. Now, the credit limit is going to be dependent on who's giving out the credit card, because some banks are less generous and some are more generous in regards to your credit limit. So that's something you definitely want to consider. Another thing that you want to consider is you want to consider the fact that you need to be maximizing your first year of membership with the Discover It credit card, because Discover card is going to match all the cashback that you earn in the first year. Now, if you're a nerd like me, I like to stack my cash back or my points and just let it continue to build. And so that basically, let's say I got the card in January, I'm going to use the card from January to January. I'm not going to redeem any cash back, none of that. I'm just going to see how much cash back I can get that entire time, just because it's easier for you to see the power of a 1% here, a 5% here, and how that stacks up over time. If you're constantly redeeming your cash back or using it for a statement credit, then you're not going to really see the volume or the power in getting a cashback credit card, such as the Discover It card, or even the 5% cashback categories when you have the ability to get those. This is a perfect segue right into the cashback categories. You don't want to be like me. You want to make sure that you stay on top of your cashback categories, even if that means setting a reminder on your cell phone to make sure that your 5% category is activated each quarter. There are plenty of times, even though Discover does a decent job of sending me emails and reminders like, hey, be sure to sign up for the 5% category. Once again, during your first year of membership, you want to make sure that you're staying on top of this and you're using every single possible opportunity to get the 5% cash back. Now, keep in mind, you're only going to be able to get 5% cash back on up to $1,500 in each category. So that's basically $75 if you max it out, right? But that's $75 times 4, right? Because there are 4 quarters in the year, right? Is that right? I think so. So anyway, that's going to be that 5% cashback category. Okay. Outside of that, you'll get your 1% on all your purchases. Don't forget, Discover is going to match all the cashback that you get. So that 1% at the end, after you're done with your first year of membership, they'll match that as well. So it's, 2% kind of, sort of. Now, what I will say is it's not going to be advantageous or smart for you to have 2 Discover It cards at the same time in the first year. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. I have 2, as you guys can see here. I got my 2 cards, and these are not my original cards, but this is what the design is now. So I have these 2 cards, and I got one in 2017 and the other in 2018. So once again, it's not going to be smart for you to have 2 cards, even if it's the Discover It, and then like 10 months later, you apply for like another Discover card and you get miles. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Use one card for the first year and then apply for the second one and use that second card. Now, I got to tell you, my credit limits are not insanely high. On one of my Discover card, I have a 9,000 limit, and on the other one, I have a 3,800. I think I've only asked for a credit limit increase with Discover maybe twice. So that's maybe twice in 7 years. I'm not somebody that's going to continuously ask for credit limit increases, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, it is not a hard inquiry. It just hurts your pride and you keep it pushing. Okay. So real quickly, I want to just refresh what we talked about. We talked about 5 different things in this video, 5.5. All right. The first thing is be sure to use somebody's referral link when you're applying for the Discover card, because you'll either be able to have the opportunity to get $100 statement credit after your first purchase, or sometimes it's $50 statement credit after your purchase. Either way, it's still a W. So you get $50, or in this case, in my referral, you get $100, okay? And I get $100. Sweet, okay? That's the first thing. Before that, you can go to the Discover website to see if you're pre-qualified, right? To kind of have a false sense of hope or false sense of safety in regards to, oh, I might get approved for the card, okay? So you can do that first and then use somebody's referral link so that you can get your $100 statement credit after you make your first purchase after you've been approved. Now, let's say you weren't approved, you can, or let's say you're not pre-approved. If you don't want to, roll the die, you can decide just to apply for the Discover Secured card. Okay. So, what credit score do you need? I would say a minimum of 680. Now, of course, you can probably get in the door with a 650, maybe even lower, right? It just kind of depends on what's going on with your credit score. And I'm sure it's a case by case. So you don't need to take this like it's written in stone. Okay. This is just a suggestion. Okay. The next thing is inquiries. I would say have 3 or less inquiries before applying for the Discover It card. And the fourth thing is you want to be sure to be maximizing the usage of your Discover credit card in the first year, especially the 5% categories. All right. Number 5 would be make sure you're staying on top of the 5% cashback categories. Set a reminder in your phone so that you're activating the 5% cashback categories so that you're maximizing usage of your Discover card so that they will match your credit, the cashback that you've earned during the first year of membership. This is very, very important just because, why not? If you can get $200 worth of cash back and they're going to match another $200, that's $400. You can blow that however you want, on a hot date, on some AirPods, whatever you want, whatever your imagination, whatever fancies your boat or tickles your fancy or floats your boat, right? Whatever. So I just wanted to kind of reiterate those things just as food for thought. Thank you guys so much. If you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to subscribe. All right. Once again, my name is Duane and I approve this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until next time, take care and be blessed. Peace.